Alright, yeah, hello? But I don't know what this is. Let me check out this sounds real quick. Yo, what's up? It sounds alright, I guess. Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna be making a CS2 internal cheat aimbot from scratch. So, pretty excited. Mix that up. Um, so this is, I guess, okay. I just made this a minute ago because I was just, yeah. Anyway, basically just copy whatever this is, okay? Well, not whatever this is. Basically, so if UL underscore reason for call is equal, okay, well, we can just recreate this actually. So so you understand what's going down. Uh, I'll just call this, so CS2 and internal YouTube. Okay. Sweet. Alright, so this is how your DL is gonna look off the bat. I like to turn on show all files because I don't want to see this or I don't want to see these dog shit like pre-made filters that this shit company uses. Microsoft, disgusting freaks. And we're gonna include windows.h and IO stream at the top. Oh, that did not spell that right. Okay. Just gonna get rid of all this. Oh. I'm just gonna make this. So this is basically what I'm saying here is if UL underscore reason for call is equal to 1, which is if it's fucking 1 is for DLL process attached whenever you attach to a program, then we're gonna make a thread, or we're gonna disable thread library calls first. We're gonna pass in our H module. So we're gonna disable thread library calls, and we're gonna call a thread. Yeah, oh yeah, console thread. And then we want to call, what the fuck is the fucking convention for this shit? Oh, it's fucking create thread. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't done this in a while. I just copy and paste this shit from my previous ones. So we're past null pointer for the LP thread attributes, 0 for the stack size. We're gonna re-interp underscore cast this into an LP thread underscore. Alright, we cast it to a start routine. Let's make a function up here. I'm gonna basically do exactly what I did for my other one. No, accept it. Bitch, there's gonna be a hoe. And we're just gonna call main in here. LP parameter. We're gonna want to pass H module. So we're gonna pass the H module. Creation flags, we don't need any. Long pointer to thread ID. That's basically exactly what I did right here, right? Yeah, I think I forgot to pass the pointer here. Whatever. I just copy and paste this. So this is basically we're allocating a console to our fucking thread that we created. File pointer to FP. We're just declaring FP as a fucking opening to a console. So when we put input, or we want to print out output onto the console, it knows how to print it out by using the standard output. And W is for writing, so it's when we write into the console. And then standard character output, which you know what that is, I would hope. You know how to use the standard library. And we're gonna be using get module handle a client a DLL. So basically just give us the client.dll address within the fucking worlds or within the game. For the settings of my thing, I usually go for the 20 plus standard. Change up this a little bit so it doesn't have fucking cancer. I try to build my stuff. Intermediate. It's basically just so it doesn't build all retardedly. Make sure you're on all configurations also, or at x64 because we're gonna be making this for CS2. So advanced, I always use multi-byte. Preprocessor. Okay, precompile headers. Turn that shit off. Yeah, that looks. Everything else I think could just be left how it is. Yep. Alright. Excuse me. Sorry, I just fucking ate some food. I'm gonna do some sorting real quick. I'm gonna add a math file. And I already have math files made for using these geom files. I'm just basically reusing them from the thing I'm working on right now. Just because it's a bunch of bullshit and it's from fucking guided hacking. So if you know guided hacking, then you'll know where these are from. So we can just refresh this. Includes into our project. And there we go. So this file, these two files, basically be using for our structures and our vectors, and doing world to screening and radians to degrees and degrees to radians. We're not gonna be using get game rectangle because we're internal. As a view matrix struct, which we're probably not gonna need to use because the view matrix is just a fucking be a 16 float array for when we use it. But I mean, actually, I don't think we're using view matrix. We're just making aimbot this episode. I'm not actually gonna be hooking present the fucking thing that updates the game frame by frame for DirectX 11. I'm not gonna be hooking that this time around. Maybe next video I'll do that. I don't know. We'll see, bro. So what am I doing? Oh yeah, we're gonna be making server source file. I'm just gonna call it reader. That's what I call my other files. And I guess I can just put everything in one, so we can just make an entity class real quick. Reader. Okay. For the entity class, so I guess we can go. Okay. Let's make our initialization function real quick. Void. So this can be public. Alright. For our initialization function for our cheat, we're gonna be just doing void initialize. We don't need to pass it anything. And then we can just define it in here. So it'll just be get. So here, it's a sign actually. Some private variables in here. So we'll just have unit pointer underscore t to our client. Oh, unit pointer isn't defined. Okay, what are the fucking CS to the end? Okay, appreciate that. I have to give it null. Okay. So we're gonna define that for our client base address that we're gonna be using. What else do we need in here? I think that should be good. That's the only thing we're gonna need for our initialization. Yeah. Get module. We gotta give it fucking hashtag include windows.h. So let's get module handle to client.dll, and we're gonna assign that to client. With the type, with the cast it to a pointer. So just use C style casting for that one. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna assign client to that, and then we're gonna just run through a. Or we can just call it update. Let's make a new one. Call it. Um, just call it void update, and then we can just define update down here. And then for this one, it'll be a loop, so we're gonna set it to a wild true, because we're not gonna want to go back to the initialization function. Which the reason we're making a whole other function for initialization is because we're gonna want to add more stuff. Like say we want to use the engine, engine2.dll or something like that. We want to use some of the other fucking DLLs in there. We're gonna add more get module handles to it. We don't want to have to re-get those module handles each time we're looping through all this shit, right? Let me just close the Discord, bro. Alright, so yeah, if that makes any sense to you. This is where we're gonna be doing our looping for our player entities. So we're gonna we just make it real quick. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than, yeah, sure, 32. I'll do 16 for now. Increment I. By the way, if you're using a for loops or just anything, it's always recommended to, unless for certain situations, turn this down. Make sure y'all can hear me over that. Okay, but so for when you're using incrementing, right, by using like plus plus, you always want to prefix it, not postfix it. They're just quick FYI. What else do we want to do? Oh, let's put this inside the source. Oh god. Okay. Let's make a vector to store our fucking things in. So let's just make a let's include vector real quick. The standard vector. What the fuck? Let me include windows real quick. Why does it say? Is it not a vector? I have included vector. What is going on? Client is undefined. I don't. Okay. Standard vector. Is that not how it goes? I'm confused. Okay, miss fucking. Damn that bitch, my bitch. Expected a declaration. What is going on here? I feel like as remember. I know it does, bro. I don't know what's happening. Define a header vector. Standard vector. Yeah. Okay, so let me just clean this shit real quick. Okay, let's just add ChatGPT because I don't know why this isn't working. Dynamic accessible array, yeah. Declares a vector that holds a pointer. Here's a breakdown. Okay, yeah, it does. I'm just gonna restart my thing. Like, I know that's what it's supposed to do. I don't know why it's... Okay, now it works. Bro, Visual Studio is so disgustingly dog shit. What in the fuck was that? Okay. Like, my god, bro. What a disgusting ass app. We can remove Windows today, right here. Alright. And for this, I can just declare another standard vector that takes an entity pointer. Let's call it a list. And then for each, equals new entity. All right, so that's basically how we're gonna do it right here. And so for every iteration we go through, we're gonna create an entity and assign the values to the entity, right? And at the end, so it'll be entity of entity list, right? And then so at the end we'll do list dot push underscore back entity, right? So it'll take every entity, and then once it breaks out of the loop, then it'll go to entity underscore list dot assign, and it'll assign list dot begin to list dot end. All right, so basically this what it's going to do is every time it goes to the loop, it'll add the entity into this list right here that we created. That'll be created every time that the while true loop begins, right? And then every time it goes to this loop, it'll create an entity and push the entity back into this list, filling this list up, right? And then it'll update all the entities at once, assigning them all to our entity list. So then we loop through the entity list later on. We don't have like any invalid fucking people or anything, right? Not being reading any invalid numbers. Now we just need to do some reverse engineering and get the offsets and stuff for the entities that we're gonna be creating. We can do one more thing before that. Yeah, I can make a new file real quick, or make a new tab. We'll just call it features, and we'll make an aimbot tab real quick, and we can design how we're gonna use our aimbot. So in our aimbot tab, namespace aimbot. We're gonna just copy the paste this. Okay. So we're gonna want a void, or we're gonna want a vec2. Yeah, I'm gonna want a vec2 for the returning of the pitch and yaw. So I'm gonna call math geom.h into here, so we can get the vector2. Is it? It's fucking. What is going on with this fucking shit ass app's like not updating or something? Okay. Because we want it to return vector2. So whatever. I don't fucking know, dude. This app is so disgusting. Vector2, get closest entity. So this is gonna be our entity function. Just gonna be getting our closest entity. Why is it saying vector2 is undefined? Like, is this thing fucking with me? I'm literally looking at it right here. Oh, is it because it has to be a fucking... Does it have to be a vector3? No, it just doesn't register the geom.h. I mean, what the fuck? This declaration is a storage class or type specifier. Expected a... Yeah, I for sure, bro. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking save this shit. Whatever, I'm just gonna ignore it for now because I'm pretty sure this should be working. But it's just the dog shit app is so disgusting. And then we're gonna make this do aimbot function here. And yeah, that should be good. And then for here, it'll just be a for const auto at entity. Let's put source slash, let's call a reader into here. So we got an inline reader. So it'll be read.entity underscore list. So that'll be your entity list here. And it'll return closest angle, and then in here we will just do a while true loop, and we'll call a vector2 closest angles equal to get underscore closest entity. So that'll retrieve that angle, and then we'll do the rest of the stuff. Do aimbots or set view angles here. Alright, cool. So that should be everything we need. Let me restart this dog shit client real quick. Okay, glad none of this stuff works. Maybe I'm just retarded. I guess we're about to see. Okay, we don't need this. Alright, let's open up CS now because we're going to need to start reverse engineering this and find these values. Okay, now it's like, do you see what I'm saying when I say this is the most dog shit IDE the world's ever seen? I mean, Jesus fuck, man. You have to be kidding me with this shit. Alright. So yeah, let's make a practice game, competitive, whatever you want to do. Is this a good tutorial? I don't know if it's a good tutorial. Have I explained anything I'm doing? Okay, the reason we made this a vector 2 is because the way the view angles work in this game is it's going to be a vector 2. Well, it's a vector 3. It's the pitch, yaw, and roll. If you don't know what the pitch and yaw and roll is, a pitch is our y value, like us moving on the y axis, and the yaw is our x axis, okay? The roll is just our fucking, I don't even know what the roll is, bro. It's just our screen spazzing out and shit, which we don't want that, so we're going to be doing a vector 2. The roll doesn't matter. You can spend the night on it, see it in your eyes. Alright. So, yeah. We're gonna, I have a cheat engine, like a specially made version, so just open up your cheat engine, we're gonna attach it to CS2. Make sure you're in secure mode. Let me get rid of all these values real quick. Alright, so the first thing I would do when we're versing in the game is we want to find the entity list, right? So we can look at the entity list and get all the entities. So first thing I'm gonna do is, why is my screen lagging? Okay, whatever. So we're connected. I'm gonna search for my health values first. So I'm gonna first scan here. SV underscore cheats true. Oh, let's add one bot. hurt me 5. Okay, this is okay. Just hurt me again. This is as small as we're gonna get it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one of these down here. So I'm just gonna start going up. This we're gonna see what accesses these addresses, and we're looking for a 344 offset because that's the offset for the health value for mi_health. So we're gonna be okay. Okay, not that one. No. No. Okay, this is the one we're looking for. So we can add that. So it's going to be local underscore player health. Oh, the fucking bot is killing me. Whatever. Okay. Alright, so for this, so we're going to see what access address. We see RCX. So we're going to take RCX, which is going to be our local player address. And we're going to scan for that using hexadecimal scan here. And then we want to look at the static values because we want to find our entity list. And we're going to take, I'm just going to take all 3 of these. Okay, let me just, well, I need to have the bots in here, but it doesn't matter. The game doesn't matter anymore. So we're going to want to go to this, browse memory, dissect the data structures, define a new structure. So this points to, this is the pointer to our local player pawn if we scroll down. Oh, my bad, if we fucking open this pointer and scroll down, we'll see our health value here, and it reflects our value in games. That's our local player pointer. So we can just local player, and this one's probably our fucking, what's it called? This one's probably our entity list. Yes, this one's gonna be our entity, well, not entity list, but player pawn list, which we'll get into the difference between those because there's 2 different ones, but for now we're just gonna use the player pawn list. And as we can see, so first player pawn is me. It's a pointer to us. So the entity list is an array of pointers that are separated by 10 bytes each. Alright, so yeah. This first one would be me, the next second one. So we can get this address. What is this address? So the address would be our client.dll plus 1861FA0. So let's go into here. So let's go to our reader. So reader.cpp. And let's come to here. Let's go. Okay, so it's gonna be uint pointer underscore t player underscore pawn is equal to uint pointer underscore t. It's gonna be a pointer, and we're gonna dereference it, right? Because we want to see what's inside of that pointer. So let me show you real quick what exactly that means. Okay, let's redissect this fucker. So the reason we want to make it a pointer and then dereference the pointer, get the actual value of the pointer, is because it's gonna be, or else it'll just give us like this. It'll just give us this structure right here, right? It'll give us where inside of the array, but we want to be inside of the pointer, right? So we're going to the pointer and then we're gonna dereference it, and then it'll give us everything in here. Okay, if that makes any sense. So it's going to be our client plus the value of this thing, which is 1860x. Okay, it's gonna be that plus I times 0x10. The reason we're doing I times 0x10 is because each time we go through this loop, it'll make it'll add 0x10 to this list, and so it'll give us each new pawn, right? Kind of like how we just saw each new pawn address, and then we'll just set entity equal to entity pointer player underscore pawn. All right. So this will set that pawn address to our entity, and then we just have to build out the entity class now, right? So we now have our player pawn list, player pawn entity list, whatever you want to call it. We're now going to go in. So this is going to be our local player. Let's grab this address real quick. Let's go to reclass. We're going to attach the CS2. Here 7FFECBCC 4CF8. Okay. And now, like we saw before, we don't want to go into this pointer here, so make this a pointer to a class instance. In this instance, it's going to be we'll just call it entity. So it points to an entity, and that entity is obviously going to be our fucking play or entity class, right? So we're gonna be 344. So 344 is our local health. So this is our max health. Make sure this. And then 344 is our local player health. So set the health. Let's go down and see what we can find here. 487. I think most of these are just random bullshit. I think it's more down here when we start finding the floats we're gonna want. Add another 4,000. Oh, I think it's. What is this right around here, right? DB8 negative. Is this our? Check. Oh, this is gonna be vector 3. I think this is our position values in game. Check. Yeah, these are our positions. Position values right here. I think this is our feet position value. Yeah, this is our feet position value. So that's our feet right there. Scroll down. Yeah. That looks like another fucking position vector right there. I think this is our head position value, I'm pretty sure. Or not head, but camera. We'll just call it head for now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right? Let me go back up here. Well, they're the same thing, but I don't know. I think that's our head position value. The view angle should be around here too. I think is it 1438? I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Vec 2. Yeah, so as you can see, the first one is going to be our pitch, right? This is our pitch. So it goes from negative 89. Or let me unclick off of it. I have it selected. All the way to positive 89, right? So that's gonna be our pitch. The second one is our yaw, which we're gonna see it's rotating on the x-axis. As we rotate on the x-axis, it changes from 180 to positive 180. So we can just call those view underscore angles there. I think our punch angle is somewhere around here, but we're not gonna need that for this. So head, and we have everything. Things with the view angles though. Let's go back to view angles. So you can't actually edit these view angles. If I change them, they won't change, right? So, like you see, I'm looking at 1. We can just change this to 20. Go back in game. Nothing changed, right? This problem. These are not. I guess you call them static. They can't be changed. I don't know exactly the terminology for it, but they can't be changed, right? So, we're gonna want to come into our cheat engine. There is a value that can be changed though, and it corresponds with this value. So, we can go to numbers. float and search for negative 89. And we should be able to find it. So it should be a static one based off of client.dll. So we can check to see if this is right. So no, that's not it. No. That's not it either. No. That's not it. So the one we're looking for is one that can be changed, right? No. No. Bad girl. No. No. It's really just gonna be going all the way down this list. You fucking kidding me? Just add the rest of these in here. I should have been doing like this from the fucking start. I'm retarded. Okay, so it's one of those. What am I doing, bro? Yeah, it's this one. Yeah. All right, I'm back. I think I'll grab a drink real quick. Okay, so what else have we gone? Oh, we found the offset for our view angles that we can edit. Yes, so this is our pitch, right? Yeah. All right, I'm back. You might hear a little bit of fan noise because my fan was overheating, so I'll turn the fans on real quick. It's tough. But yeah, basically what I just did right now was so because the the view angles is a vector, right? It's a vec2. The x of the vector, or we're gonna make it a vec2, just make it easy. But it is a pitch and yaw, right? But the first one is going to be our. So this is our pitch right here. This is our yaw, but we're just gonna combine it into one thing, right? So the way we're gonna do that is first let's read. So we're gonna make a unit pointer to view underscore angles or client, or should we just make this? Yeah, local underscore player underscore view. That's what we'll just call it for now. And it's gonna be this right here. The reason we're making this a unit pointer underscore t is because we want to get the address of this and then dereference it later with a vec2 and turn it into a and then assign new values to it. I'll show you in a second. Come get it back in blood. Yeah. Alright, let me actually turn on cool with me. Write you a song to make you fall in love. I would already have you up under my arms. Alright, so for this, we can just go here, generate source code. So this will be our entity thing. I didn't add team in here. Let me go actually get team. I think team is 3E or something. I think it's this right here. me check. I think, is it? No. Oh, I think it's 3E3. It might be. Yeah, so 3E3 is team. This is gonna be our team number. Well, I actually made it. It's a unit. 8. Sure. Alright, there we go. I don't that much noise. I got you. I'll figure it out. Alright, so for class, we're just gonna set that up like that. Wake up. Write you a song to make you fall in love. I would already have you up under my arms. Alright, that's all we're gonna need for now. So this stuff will automatically be populated when we create our thing. So let's go back into DLL main. Let's create a new thread and we'll just call it read_mem. You think you're cooler than me. I got you all figured out. Okay, let's free these threads. If thread free, how does it go? Is it thread? Was it free thread? Write you a song to make you fall in love. I would already have you up. I can't remember the syntax for this. I'm gonna look back at. You think you're cooler than me. Yeah, I can't remember the syntax for this thing. TBH. It's literally just close handle. Are you fucking my cock right now? I thought it was like free thread or something, but it's just closing the handle to the thread. We should call it thread 1. Close the handle to the thread. Alright, cool. So we're gonna close those handles. Then here for read_mem, we're just gonna call our memory reading functions. Which, let's make sure the entities are valid. So if entity I don't have it accessible, I've got to make it public. Alright, so if entity health is less than or equal to 0, or entity dash health is greater than 100, continue. I don't wanna be all alone. Alright, so that'll make that all sweet and dandy. It's gonna be including us within this loop for now, but I just want to show you that it works real quick. So we're just gonna make a while true loop in here. That's already a while true loop, so we can just reader dot initiation. I don't wanna be all. It's a read, is what I made it, right? Yeah. This is just call a read dot initiation, and then the main function. We don't need to print that out. We can just run a while true loop here too, and do for const auto at entity read dot entity underscore list, and then we'll do let me just use printf. Why not? Printf entity health, or we'll just say health. Oh, %d new line character entity dash health. What? Oh, I didn't add a fucking comma here. All right. Okay, cool. Free library and exit thread. It's free library and exit thread at the end of our functions here, which will never be called, but doesn't really matter. So that should, this should theoretically call our thing here, right? So, okay, also, okay, if you're working on actually making a cheat, make sure, like, you make, you know, a namespace for these offsets, right? So we don't want to have to be fucking, you know, nobody doesn't know what this shit is right here, right? So you would want it to be like, you would want this to be, say, entity list, right? Make it offset and make it a namespace for it. Yeah, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this so we can get it done real quick. Okay. So we can just inject this. Just need a couple warnings from your the geom place and these uninitialized pads, which don't matter. Cause yeah. Alright. Okay, let's inject this. I'm just using cheat to inject. So maybe tools inject DLL. Oh, it instantly crashed. Okay, well, that's not good. Okay. Well, that's not good. Okay. Why did it crash? Let's take a look here. No, that should all be good. Oh, it's because it tried to call entities that I didn't have set yet. Yeah. Let's sleep for a second. And then also sleep here too. I'll just sleep for 500 milliseconds. Yeah, so what I'm assuming happened is it tried to call on entities that weren't already within the entity list. Or did it? I don't honestly, oh, actually that might not actually be it. That should work. This should all work right here. Is what I'm thinking. But I've been known to be wrong for a while now, so yeah, that looks like it'll all work. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna have to go into debug mode with this fucker real quick then see what's up with this thing. Why is it crashing for me? It's probably just a case of me being retarded, but that's what I'm thinking it's probably is the case of me being a fucking dumbass. Yeah. Probably. I'm just gonna initialize this because it doesn't really matter if it's initialized or not. But shawty wanna girl, you can spend the night. So we're gonna have to go into debug mode with this fucker real quick. So debugging, attach Yes. Target path. Where the fuck is CS2? It's in CS:GO Global Offensive. Fucking classic. Okay, I'm just gonna search for CS2.exe. Alright. Fuck. So I know it's gonna be crashing over here somewhere. Because that's really the only possibility, so we're gonna go and find this out real quick about what's going down. Gonna add a couple bots in here. All they wanna see, girl, you can stay the night. Let's go open up local window debugger. Inject that shit. Alright. Get the address of the local player view. So we're gonna create an entity. Alright, so it got set correctly. Health 100, max health. Position vectors are good. V angles are good. And efficiency back. You come get it back in blood. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so our third entity that's in our game. It's gonna push back correctly. So entity is null. Oh, okay. Well, okay. If entity is equal to null, then we will continue and not try to read from it. All right, cool. Bird. And we can just add another if in here. Player underscore pawn. Oh, we can just say if not player underscore pawn. I'm gonna do the same thing for entity. Get it back in blood. Bitch, come get it back in blood. Alright, so that'll fix that. Cool beans. Come get it back in blood. Alright. So now we should be gooch to add this shit and run this joint up. Okay. Okay, we're in. And we're reading values. Shit, that got in the head real quick. So 95, 45. Okay, we're good. Alright, so we read the values accordingly. So that means our thing's working. Now we just need to do an aimbot. So we're just obviously gonna get rid of this shit. And we'll just call aimbot instead. So let's hashtag include features aimbot.h. Spell features on classic. So it's called do aimbot. Goes definition. Why is this thing moving so slow, bro? Okay, I really wish I knew. Alright. So okay, for now I'm just gonna do a calc angle real quick. So I already have geometry, so vec3 closest underscore target is equal to. So we're just gonna calc angle from well, we have to declare local player first. Sorted. Let's make this 1 so we're not running local player values. And let's create a new entity called I'm gonna just copy and paste this right here. Local entity pointer local underscore player is equal to what the jungle will do. Actually, we can leave it how it is right here. It's probably a better way to do this. And then we can just do the exact same thing down there for our local player. To a monster. Someone make me go harder. Alright, so I have to declare local player. Whatever local player underscore view angle is right there. So we just come down here and do read dot local underscore player. So we're gonna calculate it from head to their head. So it'll be entity. And basically what this function will do is just read through it together. So it's gonna be taking the a tan 2, which F just stands for float, so we can take float values, right? And then you take the inverse of that. This could be our target dash x, or target.x minus order.x, and target.y minus order.y. So I labeled it over here. So this is for our yaw calculation. This is for our pitch calculation. And then it's gonna make sure that the values aren't all fucked up. All right. So some what is it called? Can't remember what it's called, but yeah. And then we're gonna calculate our pitch. Should be taking the a sign. So I think it returns the arctangent or something like that, and then it does converts it to degrees, and that'll be our thing. So yeah. Yeah, if you want to know what all this stuff does, you can just look into it yourself. It doesn't really matter too much. I thought about the and then we can just return. So we can just do it in here for now. Next video or something, I'll get into all that stuff. But for now, I'll just do it like this, so you don't have to fucking calculate the rest of that dog shit. Like the closest yaw and pitch to our mouse, whatever. So for this, we'll just do. How do I want to do this again? Oh yeah. So we'll just do vec2. So we're gonna reference dereference our where is it at? Okay, well, we want to add that to a read so we can call it. Okay, so we're gonna want to read dot local underscore player view angles. We're gonna want to set that to closest underscore target dot. I'm gonna set it to a vec2 to get rid of the z value because the z value is the role. Remember that? And then yeah, so this should call this, which will then go through here and then set our thing. I mean, yeah, whatever. We can just, yeah. This will only work for one person, though, or else it'll just fucking jitter around, so. Honestly, because I don't even remember the calculation for the fucking pitch and, like, the pitch and shit in the yellow. I know to get our delta angle, we want to do vec3 delta. I'll just make it vec2 here. Delta underscore angle is equal to closest underscore target. Is it minus? I think it's minus local underscore player dot. No, it's read dot local underscore player. I think it's minus local underscore player v angles dot. Yeah, they don't have any vector 3 calculations. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not set up in the geom.h file. So we're gonna have to make this a vector 2. Where is it at? Yeah, which doesn't really matter. And then we do dot 2 underscore vec2. That'd be our delta angle, and then setting this would literally just be our read dot local view angles dot 2 underscore vec2 plus the delta underscore angle. Oh, we can't even fucking, bro. I'm gonna have to fucking, whatever. I guess we're not doing this vec2 shit. Whatever. I don't have time. I don't feel like trying to set that up. So yeah, the vec2 shit's gonna come at the end here. And if we want to add a smoothing factor, we could just add like 0.1 to this, and turn it to vec2. And that would work right there. Alright, we can see this in game. Let's just add a bot real quick. And then we don't want it to be too much smoothing. We'll just do 0.2. But if you don't want to have any smoothing, you just set it to 0.1. It doesn't matter. Let's see if this even works first time around. It might just crash instantly, so. Oh. No, it's working. It's like right here, bro. But oh, I would do some flips right now. Where is this guy at, dude? Is it registering an entity in the wall? The size is 1. I think we did the. Who did that calculation wrong? I don't know. I can just set it to close underscore target. Okay, let's inject this to make sure this thing is setting the thing. And then we'll try it with multiple bots. Wait, did I even rebuild it or no? I can't remember. I didn't rebuild it, did I? Just fucking shoot me. Yeah, I didn't rebuild it. Okay. Good one. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's fucking get it. Oh, oh, I injected it into my. Okay. Let me inject into the right process real quick. Yeah, I've no. Why is it locking on to the fucking wall, bro? Am I retarded or something? Per const auto entity. Read a local player. Yeah, closest target. Okay, let me check my other code to make sure this is right. This looks right to me, but I think my offset might be wrong. I'm pretty sure because that shouldn't be fucked up. Yeah, that's the right calculation for the target. Target head is 0x384. Mine was not that, was it? It's not what I set it to do it. Yeah, I set it to 0x30c. Yeah. Ooh. Wait, what was it again? 0x1384. we can just remove that. 0x1384. Okay. Alright, let me fucking regenerate this shit. Well, the view angles, we want it to be... Okay, project, generate, suppose code. Okay, excuse me. Alright, that should be good now. You just wanna what the fuck? You be pre-amped. When I see that, game on the weekend. That's just that proper team. Alright, let's add another bot. Now it'll be good. I don't know if I can hope to God. Yeah. Okay, now we're good. Now, see, the only problem is though is when we add more bots, bot underscore add CT. Oh, it's crashing. Okay, well that's because yeah, that's okay. Anyways, but if we had another bot, then it would like flick around between them. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'm gonna what might do? Let's set up the switching of the FOV to make sure we can lock it on. Let's add like a mouse button also. Yeah. All right. All right. Yo, hello. Okay. All right. So, sorry, I'm back. I was just testing some things out real quick. This might look a bit strange when you last looked at, but basically, I just switched up some of the name conventions real quick and made this return a vector 3, so it can return the closest target. Let's just remove this. Anyways, so what's going on here? I'll explain this. So, our targeting right? This is gonna be angle to enemy. So this is gonna return an angle to look directly at an enemy, right? Our delta angle is new angle minus our angle, right? So that's our delta angle. So it's our it's like the difference between the new angle and our angle. So if we were to add the delta angle to our V angles, it would equal our target angle, right? So this will come into play in a second. Then we're gonna be calculating our pitch and yaw diff. So as you remember, our pitch and yaw. Oh wait, let me change the X real quick. Yeah, we don't need this right here. All right. Anyways, so a pitch diff is gonna be our pitch of our enemies, right? So which is gonna be our target angle, our X. So the X value. So it goes pitch, then yaw, then roll for this game, right? So our X would be our pitch, and our yaw would be our Y. Our yaw would be our fucking second number, right? So X is our pitch, so we're gonna get our pitch difference, which is our target angle, minus our angle. Will give us our pitch difference, and our yaw difference will be this long ass fucking function. Which, you know, yeah, you can just fucking copy and paste this shit. And then we're gonna be calculating our angle magnitude, which is the square root of the powering of this shit. The reason we power it is to make sure it's not negative, and then we square root it again to get the original value, right? Because if you multiply something by itself, it can't be negative. That's why we do the power of 2. Because it's pow and then 2, right? Okay. Hope that one's fucking obvious. Multiply by self, so not negativo. And then, so we set our closest angle off the bat. Whenever we go into here, our closest angle is set to this right here, right? It's so then when we get down here, it'll set our new closest angle. If the angle magnitude of this new angle that we've calculated from this is less than our closest angle, it'll set closest angle to angle magnitude. So for next iteration through this for loop, and then it'll set our closest target to our target, right? The target we just calculated, which is local or view angle is plus delta angle, which gives our target angle. And let me put this in parentheses actually, just to make sure it's more obvious. And our delta angle, we're going to multiply by 0.1, which would be our smoothing factor. So 0.1 is smoothing factor. If you were to make a menu for your cheat, right? You have a smoothing float value that could be like a slider, and you would change that. So this would be our smoothing. And then yes, that'll set our closest target. And then once we get out of this loop, whatever our closest target ends up being, we're gonna return it to here. And let me actually just make sure if closest underscore target dot x is equal to 0, or closest target dot y is equal to 0, we're gonna want to continue. The reason we're doing this is just so, because it's default closest angle, if there are no entities, then it won't set this closest angle to anything, right? So it'll stay 0. And so if there are no enemies when we press our button, then we're good to go. So in here, we're gonna want to go if not get async key state. And we're just gonna set this to vk underscore l button, so our left mouse button. We're gonna want to continue. So if we're not pressing left mouse button, we'll continue. If we are, then we'll set the values. So we can remove this thing here now. And that should give us smoothing for our fucking thing. And it'll calculate our fucking what's it called? Potentially. I guess we're about to fucking see right now. Now I didn't normalize the angle of the thing, but it should be okay. I don't think it'll go all buck wild on me. So let's add. So we don't have any team checks yet, so we're just gonna add them to the enemy team. And then let's. Okay, we build this. Connect to Counter-Strike, memory view, tools. That's strange. It's looking over here in the distance. Even though we go into the sure. So entity list is good. Entity list is 2. What is close underscore target? X is 0.004. Okay, that makes sense. Y is 9. The Y should not be 9. Okay, I think this is returning. That's strange. It just snaps to right there instantaneously. I'm pretty sure that's... You have to comment that out. Let me see this a target underscore angle. Let's see if that fixes it. Doesn't release me too, so if I can... So it's quick on his feet. Okay, so now that works. I don't think the... Yeah, I don't think the view angle check is working. Because it should be going on that guy right there. I think it's because... Let me swap these out real quick. Which it's strange that that might be the problem, but let me check this out. That would be a tiny bit weird if that was the issue. But that doesn't do anything when there's no enemies, but I think if I add an enemy, it might just crash instantaneously though. Yeah. It's not able to work with the enemies being added to the game dynamically, which... Let me check why that's why. I don't know why that's why, to be honest. Let's do something with our reader function. I don't know.
Could write you a song to make
you fall in love. I would already have you up under my arms.
All of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You got designer shades just to hide your
I'm like on this enemy right here. I wonder where this other guy's at.
You're cooler than me, and you never say hey or remember my name, and it's probably 'cause you think you're cooler than me.
That's strange, bro. I wonder why that's happening. Yeah, that is weird. Let me go try to figure this out. Alright, so yeah, I found out what was wrong. The view angle's offset was off by 4. So that's tough. Basically just add 4 bytes to, or just add 4 to whatever this number was, okay? So take the number, just add 4 to it, and then your view angles will be on the right offset. And it should work now.
This way. just through this shit. KLNV.
Niggas see the bread to my soul, let the rest boy the things round here. Leave your cold to your flesh if you bold with a tech, get molded and straight for your bitch first night. So she won't forget. Tell me when I get money, can you please don't forget, boy, please. I'm ass.
See, so we're locking on that guy. Lock on this guy now. Yeah.
Keep my name out your mouth, you don't wanna get hit. Cause the power in my bitch so ferocious, bitch. Can't hang around niggas on no dumb shit.
Sweet. Alright. I'm gonna upload all this code to my GitHub. That took a long time, something so easy and simple. But yeah, I mean, bro, like, yeah, just make sure you build your classes right. I'll just say it like that, because or else you're gonna be running into a bunch of retarded ass problems. Just use the fucking SDK, the Source 2 SDK to fucking build your shit, because that was fucking cancer. But yeah, I mean, all looks good to me. Pretty fucking easy. Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want a video on an ESP, let me know. I'd love to make one of those. I'm probably gonna do it anyways, so. But yeah, thank you.